Okay, so I thought I'd show you some cards I got in the post and talk a bit more about some things that we found out listening to Rudy last night. Now let's start with the cards I got in the post. So I got this Kutzel Malamet Exemplar. 1 green and white for a 3/3 cat warrior. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn, which is pretty nice. Whenever more creatures you control, each with power greater than its base power, equipped cats. This is going into Arebo whenever I finish it. I draw a card. But it's only one card. So no matter how many creatures I slam into somebody with, I only get one card. And a lot of you have heard me say that I'm not buying anything, not caring about anything after Levi's wedding. Well, some cards I can't ignore. For example, one of the people who watches me told me about War Leader's Call. War Leader's Call is an enchantment coming out in Karlov Manor. It costs 1 red and white. All your creatures get +1/+1, and it has some other effect that I can't remember offhand, but it's pretty good. So it's going to replace Intangible Virtue. Intangible Virtue, of course, only costs 1 and a white. All creature tokens you control get +1/+1. This gives all my creatures +1/+1 for the addition of 1 red, and it has a secondary ability that I cannot remember offhand. So going forward, there will be cards like Kutzel, War Leader's Call, and so on that I can't ignore. That's a given, but in general, I'm not keen on anything after Levi's wedding. The sets just came too fast, too close together. I don't know what the hell's going on in any of them beyond the barest basics. It's like Coldheim. There's something called the World Tree. There's some legendary god squirrel running around, biting on the World Tree, I guess, with some Valkyries and zombies smashing into each other. Anyway, so Kutzel is going to Arebo. I just got this because I liked it. I don't need it in any of my 2 Lord of the Rings precon decks, the ones I've modified, because the only reason I run this in any of my decks is to find shock lands or fetch lands, find multiple lands, find a Triumph, for example. But since the Lord of the Rings precons only have basic lands or lands that are lands with no land type, this can't find those other lands, so I would just go find... oh no. I was thinking of Skyshard Claim. For some reason I got really confused and was thinking Skyshard Claim. Skyshard Claim is 3 in the green. You go find 2 forests, you put them onto the battlefield. Temple of Discovery. I should read the cards before I can run my mouth, shouldn't I? So, search and alert for land card put on the battlefield. Each of my opponents may do the same. For every opponent that chooses to do the same, and there's always one guy. If you play in a group and you cast this, there's always one guy saying, "Don't get any land. Don't do it. Don't let him get more. Don't." But then there's always one guy who really wants a land out of his deck, either because he's mana screwed or because he wants a specific land, and he takes me up on the offer. And then the other guy's like, God damn it, if you're going to do it, I might as well do it too. Half the time he's like, nope, I'm still not going to do it. You only get 2 lands. But if I do it, Temple of Discovery in deck with black, odds are I'm going to go get Cabal Coffers and Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, put them both in play. You like the music?
Yeah.
This is a gothic industrial. This is what I used to listen to in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
But mainly I got this for the art. Explore. I just got it for the art. Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? That's Gandalf.
What is it?
That's Gandalf.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Do not be afraid, said Gandalf, for you are not going like Frodo to Mordor, but to Minas Tirith, and there you'll be as safe as you can be anywhere in these days. Excuse me, Teysa Karlov. I got her for 2 reasons, actually. I got her, one, because I like the art. I like this Multiverse Legends art. And I got it because years ago I had a Teysa Orzhov Skyan tokens deck. It started as a tribal cleric that didn't work, so I switched it to tokens, and that worked really well until it didn't. And I think I can make it work better now because I've got more experience and I've improved a little bit in my deck making abilities. So anyway, if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of permanent I control to trigger, it triggers an additional time, and my creature tokens have vigilance and lifelink. So if I rebuild that black and white Teysa or the Cyan deck, I might helmet with Teysa Karlov instead. But anyway, so that's why I've got her. I love the art. I really like these Multiverse Legends treatments. And it's possible I'll use her in a deck. For our song, Sunseeker, I only got this for the art. I really have no intention of using it in a deck because it's high casting cost. I don't really plan to play anything with a lot of red instant sorcery spells because I like creatures. If I build commander decks, I go for creatures because they're easier to get back. They stay on the battlefield, they present a threat. I always have some instant sorceries, but not that many. But I thought that was cool with the stained glass effect on it. Aera, First of Lockwayne. I got 2 of these for my mono black modern deck. It started as mono black devotion. It switched since then, and she's going to replace, specifically, one copy replace the Grey Merchant of Asphodel I had the deck, because I'll show you the deck in a little bit, so you can see what I'm talking about. But Grey Merchant, a lot of times I found out I had trouble getting to 5 mana reliably. There's only 1 copy in the deck because it costs 5, and I've got Dark Confidants. So if I flip it off a Dark Confidant, a Grey Merchant of Asphodel, that's 5 damage. If I flip her, that's 3 damage. A Lightning Bolt hurts a lot less than a full domain Tribal Flames. So she's coming out. I lose the Devotion life loss to my opponent, life gain to me from Grey Merchant, but she does the same thing on a micro scale. Every time a black creature comes to play, I gain a life, and an opponent loses life. But I can also sacrifice a black creature to draw a card. So if I have my Geralf's Messenger, I can play him, sacrifice him on the same turn, draw a card, and he'll come back +1/+1. He'll come back as a 4/3, which is pretty nice. So I got 2 of her for that black deck. I'll put those there. Elspeth's Talent. I don't have a lot of decks with a lot of Planeswalkers. But this, Enchanted Planeswalker, gets +1, create 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. I could put this into Aurelia, into the rebuild that I'm planning. Even though I'm only planning to run 3 Planeswalkers, and of course 2 of them are Elspeths anyway, it might be useful. It might work. Also, whenever I activate a loyalty ability of the Enchanted Planeswalker, my creatures get +2/+2 vigilance and vigilance till end of turn. And it just looks so cool. I love that minimalist feel to her cloak with the black. I also got Oversold Cemetery, one of the new art. How the hell does this open? This is one of those stupid side loading. No, it's not one of those stupid side loading. I hate those. Put that over there. So this is one of the new Dominaria Remastered Oversold Cemeteries. I do have an original foil from, I believe it was Onslaught. And this is cheap. That's another reason I bought it. Years ago, when I would order cards to somebody, I would see what other foils they have. And I would just buy whatever's cheap and interesting. And some of those have really panned out. Some of those have become quite a bit more valuable than what I paid for them. Not all of them, not by a long shot, but enough that it was interesting. But I think those days are over. I really doubt this is going to go over much more than I paid for it. It's not an effect very commonly played, heavily printed set as far as I understand. it can't be reprinted again, and if they reprint it again, they'll do different art, different treatment. It's kind of hard to see that, isn't it? So I just got it because I like it. Him, Phyrexian Revoker, I actually intend to play with. I have one original from, I believe it's Scars of Mirrodin that he's from. I could be wrong. And it's a great sideboard card. In Modern, it's a great random card to have in your commander decks. It comes into play, choose an online card name. Hey, your Planeswalker commander over there, Windgrace. I really don't want you to get to his ultimate. I'm going to stab him with the Revoker. And his activated abilities can't be activated until the Revoker goes away. Granted, he's an artifact, which is not too hard to destroy. He's a creature, not too hard to kill. He's 2/1, even easier to kill. So don't rely on it. But good addition. I also got this guy because I like the art. His abilities look on your turn before you attack. You may tap him to return him and any one other creature to the owner's hands. Okay, that's crap. It really is. But this is for my art collection, and it's signed. I paid a lot more than I should have for this card because it's signed by Edward Beard. The next one, you're really going to say, why the hell did you buy that? I bought a Hornet Cannon. Signed. Excuse me, still a bit under the weather here. The reason I bought a Hornet Cannon is for the memories. When I was with the Marine Corps, we floated to, we made a Western Pacific float, Western Pacific expedition. I was with 1st Battalion 11th Marines with the artillery battery, and 2 of the Marine Corps units, small Marine Corps units, Combat Engineer Battalion and MSSG. They floated on the same ship I did, the Anchorage. So the CEB corpsmen, the Combat Engineer Battalion corpsmen, we found out that each of us played Magic before we went, and what we decided to do is take Magic cards with us so we could play underway. The deal was, we wouldn't take any cards that we weren't willing to lose if the ship were sunk. If we went to war and the ship was sunk, we wouldn't cry over any expensive cards, any valuable cards sinking along with the ship. That's actually a consideration that we had. And I don't really remember any of those games. It was a lot of fun. It was just jank, absolute jank. This is in 1998. So things like Aera hadn't been printed yet. Things like Commander wasn't even a thing. Nobody knew about it. We just built 60 card decks out of whatever junk we had. And I remember one game though. He kept attacking me with a creature, some big creature. I don't even remember what it was. And I had a Hornet Cannon. And every turn he would attack, I would 3-tap, put the Hornet token in play, send it out to block and save me, because it was going to go away at the end of the turn anyway. And each turn I would do that. I want to say there were at least 5 or 6 turns where I am relying on the Hornet Cannon to save my ass whenever big creature he has. I don't remember the outcome of the game. I want to say I won, but I don't know. I can't prove it. He might have eventually overwhelmed my defense, singular. But that's why I bought the Hornet Cannon, for the memories. This one's near mint. It's a bit warped. But once I put it in the binder and it gets squished in the pages, it'll flatten out nicely. Alright, so anyway, like I was talking about, I don't know what the velocity is, what the reason is for Shocklands seeing an uptick in sales. It could be just pent-up demand. but to me that doesn't make a lot of sense because they're not going down in price that much. So people could have bought the third set Shocklands. I forget the name of the third set of Ravnica. Gatewatch? No, not Gatewatch. I don't remember what that was. It was about the time things are going crazy and I stopped being able to pay attention to the sets. So I don't know what's driving the sales. I don't know if it's purely because people want those retro frame Shocklands with the old art. I don't know if it's because people are not really feeling the crisis coming and are sinking more money into cards in general. I don't know if it's Commander that's driving the sales. I don't know if it's Modern. But it's interesting, and I need to find out. So I'm going to listen to some more Moxman, because he'll probably talk about it more than Rudy. Rudy really doesn't deal with Modern that much. Rudy's more holistic, deals a lot with sealed cards, deals with vintage old cards. Moxman is more current. So I'll check his videos, see if he reports any kind of massive flow-through of Shocklands, and what he says about it. Anyway, that's what I got for now. Talk to you again soon.